Smartphone innovation is at its peak. There's nothing new to come. Wrong. 2026 will be a year packed with innovation. And I'm gonna show you what the manufacturers have in the pockets for us. 2026 will be a very challenging and interesting year for smartphone innovations. So what I will do today with you is we will start with Q1 releases and go all down the road which manufacturer has what innovation in his pocket, and I want to give you a short update and information what you can expect this year from Apple, Samsung, Google and all the Chinese manufacturers, so that you can also plan your smartphone purchase. And I would say we will start with Q1. We are kicking Q1 off with January, and as you can see, we have a beautiful winter landscape around me. January, Motorola kicks off with a beautiful signature lineup. The USP is clear. They have a Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 packed together with a nice triple camera setup in a 7mm case. The main camera is using the Leica 800 sensor with 1 by 1.8 sensor size. I think you will get very decent pictures out of it, and it also has a 3x optical zoom. As well, in January we have the Honor Magic 8 Pro, and while others are still hunting the megapixel, Honor is chasing photons. Their 1 by 1.12 inch sensor is crucial because of the signal to noise ratio, means the reduction of noise in photos. We are seeing a lot of improved pictures. Larger physical pixels mean the sensor doesn't have to guess what it's seeing, it just sees it, basically. It's the anti-player to Google, who is predicting a lot but doesn't see it. There's an exciting February coming with the Samsung S26 lineup being released in end of February. We are expecting the S26, the S26 Plus and the S26 Ultra. No Edge in this lineup, but in the later stage of the year we have a Fold and a wide Fold. So what are we looking at? We are looking at an S26 lineup where everyone is talking about MagSafe. Yes, they will have a kind of native magnetic ecosystem, and basically they are able to implement the MagSafe standard, which means that all of the stuff that is valid for Apple users can be touched and plugged onto an S26 or 26 Plus or 26 Ultra. The other changes on the 26 lineup is basically they get thinner and they get lighter. The S26 Ultra will receive a better main camera sensor. The 200 megapixel will stay, but the sensor will have deep trench isolation. What is this? It is like the individual pixels are getting isolated so that no light can bleed out of the from one pixel to another. Means the colors stay more accurate. The rest of the lineup doesn't impress me so much. More an update than an innovation, but yeah, that's the way Samsung chose. So what do we have in the March Madness? Xiaomi and Oppo release their phone. Let's start with Oppo. We have the Find X9 Pro together with the Find N6. And basically the USP of Oppo will be 200 megapixel periscope and telephoto, and basically clean software now. I think the ColorOS is the best now that it has been throughout the whole 5 years. And the photo camera already on the Oppo X9 that has been released now in December nails it pretty much. Every YouTuber, every tech review that you see is praising those cameras. I haven't seen a qualified test yet, but it's very good. Basically, Oppo is changing the rules for zooming. Means most phones lose detail when you hit 5 times or 10 times zoom. Not Oppo. They've packed a 200 megapixel sensor behind a periscope lens. This is a massive engineering feat because the resolution is so high they can perform a lossless crop-in. Imagine this. At 10 times zoom, you aren't getting digital mush, you're getting a native, high-detail image that rivals professional 400mm lenses. Next to we have the Find N6, which is a foldable, and we all know the Oppo did the last foldable very well. It was pretty well perceived. And what do we hope for? We hope that the same 200 megapixel sensor is coming into this phone, and that we have a thin phone without a lot of crease with a very nice operating software. To just break down the Xiaomi 17 series, so basically with the Xiaomi 17 you get a 7000 milliamp hour dual cell battery, and the phone will be around 8.2 millimeter thickness. It will charge with 100 watt wired and 50 watt wireless. With the Xiaomi 17 Pro you get the triple 50 megapixel setup, all tuned by Leica, and the display will be a 2K LTPO 4.0 panel that can drop to 0.1 Hz. And with the Xiaomi 17 Ultra you will get that 1-inch lit 900 sensor, so LYT sensor that is used also by Sony. This is the largest sensor in the industry. Valid USP for most people will be Xiaomi 17 Ultra's camera, which is a superhero. It has a variable aperture, means most phones use fake blur. So if you are in the foreground, they blur out the background, and sometimes they do it wrong. So often their hair are missed or the glasses, but Xiaomi's physical f1 to 1.4 to 4.0 blade use actual mechanical and physics to create the depth. Means when you stop down to f4.0, the lens becomes sharper across the entire frame. Perfect for group shots where you want everyone's face in focus, not just the person in the middle. What about Q2? In Q2 we will have the Android kings and the price hunters. The Android kings is Google. There is the release of 10A, spec'd for April. However, I don't know what I have to think of the 10A, because for now all the specs on the paper remain the same like the 9A. So I don't know what will be the added value here, but yeah, let's see. Then we have the Nothing phone. Nothing will drop its version of the 4 and the 4A, and basically we will see how this unfolds. I don't have any specs here, but they will come with a very nice fast processor, as they always do, for a very nice price. I would say we will then skip to the Q3, where we can expect the late Pixel 11 lineup. And what is curious here is that Pixel already said last year that actually every 2 to 3 years a design change is coming. And now we didn't have a design change from the Pixel 6 to 7 to 8 to 9, or just some minor updates. So maybe the Pixel 11 will be a great new design update where we see some new things that Google is doing. For sure, there's also time to upgrade the sensor of the cameras or the camera system itself to remain at top of the notch camera level. We will also see, and this is very interesting, the first processor produced by Google with 2 nanometer processing. It's not produced by Google, it's produced by TSMC, sorry. We will see the first chipset that is produced with 2 nanometers of process. So basically what should this do? This should eliminate the process of overheating and should bump up the speeds from the processor. On-device AI will be the keyword for Google anyway, so let's see what comes up. In August, I as well assume to have the Pixel Fold announced and the Wide Fold, and basically this will be a very much counter move to Apple, who will release a Fold as well. So Samsung is the king of foldables until now. I would still call them that. But I think they made a smart move to go back to this passport form factor, which actually the Google Pixel Fold introduced 2 or 3 years ago with the original Pixel Fold. And let's see what Samsung will surprise us. Then later in the year, what we will have Apple's iPhone Fold. And this thing will be crazy because it will have no crease liquid display with 4:3 form factor as mentioned before, like the Pixel Fold and the Galaxy Wide Fold, which is a counter move to the iPhone Fold. And it will use a self-healing polymer layer over the OLED. Yeah, what we will see on the other Samsung iPhone phones, basically we will have a symmetry shift, means the front camera will be going to the left. We will lose dynamic island, and I think we will not see a very different shape to the iPhone 17 series, but we will have different colors, and maybe we will have some smoother design. So basically same design, just smoothed out in the corners and shapes and edges. So this will be it. We have at the end of this year then as well OnePlus coming. Basically we have a fresh OnePlus 15 now released, and it will be maybe November, maybe October that OnePlus will bring its OnePlus 16 into the play. And as well we will see some updates from Vivo. We got the X300 now, so as it is released now, I don't have any specs for the X400. But I'm curious if they will keep this big bulky camera design, which is performing really well, but it isn't performing that good in the pocket. So let's see how this evolves. If you want to get more infos on this, if on the latest releases, please stay in touch with me. Keep subscribed to my channel, and yeah, we'll see each other in the next video.